everybody. I'm Chris.
I'm Adrian.
And I'm Jimmy.
Well, Happy New Year. Welcome back,
We're
everybody.
back.
We are all back.
Took a little 2-month break so you could raise your twins. You could go on a cruise.
Oh, man.
And I could do stuff. I don't know what I did.
You had a child.
Children.
I did have a child, but that was back in July.
Okay.
6 months ago now.
I was 6-month-old.
Wow.
Yeah. So hey, how's everybody's break? What do you guys do? Anything fun?
Battled the sickness.
Oh, I did not.
Yeah, you guys. It was like a rotating.
Yeah, well, now with
revolving door over there.
6 people in the house. Well, you should know that. You have 6 people in your house, too.
Yeah, 2 of them got sick, and the rest of us decided not to.
I mean, that's what I do. I haven't got sick since December of 2020.
Oh, my goodness.
Just choose not to.
You see that clip? That guy's like, I tried sickness. I was done with it. It's like some weird Southern preacher. He's like, and then there's like,
I think I have actually.
this guy like cuts in. He's like, tell him about your house. He's like, and I have the biggest house in the state of Louisiana.
Oh, I have seen
You're
that,
like,
actually.
What
Oh,
is
my
going
goodness. Prosperity gospel.
on? Yeah, it was great. So no, you guys got sick. My kid was sick over Christmas though. One of
It's a
them.
bad day.
Yeah, that stinks.
But it made for actually a relaxing.
Yeah, I will say we
didn't
were
have to
all
go
just,
everywhere.
Stuck home.
Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of relaxing.
It was nice.
But no, it was sad he was sick.
So sad.
But you went on a cruise.
Was that over the break?
Yeah.
That was great.
Where'd you go?
10 out of 10, the Antarctica.
Oh, my gosh. I was about to be
No, I have seen those on my TikTok. All these Antarctica cruises are kind of crazy. Like getting there, it's a whole thing. Look it up on TikTok.
I have. I want to go.
We went to the Bahamas, or also known as the Bahamas.
Oh.
5-day cruise. It's a good time. I only felt super nauseous the first day because I do have motion sickness, and I wasn't sure.
What about when you got off?
So when I
That
got
was worse
off,
for us.
it wasn't like I was motion sick, but I felt like everything was moving for like 2 days.
Right. That's how, yeah.
So I had the old land sickness.
Sea legs.
Sea legs.
Oh my gosh, you guys both go sea legs.
We planned it. That was in the show notes.
Say sea legs at this point. But did you guys watch a lot of stuff over break?
Yeah, I will say, like, it
I
having
watched too much.
yeah, having sick kids and being up all night with twins, like, I consumed a lot of things.
We had to get our Christmas movies in those Christmas time.
Yeah, that's
we had to
true.
watch.
Okay.
Like, of course, we had to watch the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yes.
Is that your go-to?
Yeah,
That
best Christmas movie.
I've
of
never
all time.
seen it.
I would even put it up there best movie.
Well,
Wow.
yeah. When people ask like top 10 or top 5 movies,
It's in there.
that's in there for me. Actually,
Wow.
I think it might be number 1.
My goodness.
No, Lord of the Rings is number 1, but it's
In
it's
the
up
Muppet
there.
Christmas.
It's seriously.
I've
so
never
good.
watched it.
Still, yeah, because a lot of people are like.
Jimmy, we're not starting this off already.
I think
You
it's
never
on.
watch anything good.
I apologize.
It's on Disney Plus. You have the Disneys.
I do.
So
Okay.
you watch that. You can watch it on there. It seriously like they take the Christmas Carol and just make it really funny, but also there's just like
The most heartwarming and
I tear up every
Yeah,
time.
every time.
At the end. There's a part that I don't
Gonzo die.
yeah.
No, he's
Oh
Charles
man,
Dickens.
this is a great segue into the fact that
perfect.
Timothy Chalamet in Wonka is dressed exactly like Gonzo in the Muppet Christmas Carol.
oh
They
Have you
planned
seen-
it, I
Have
think.
you seen a side by side?
I have not.
It's the exact same outfit.
really? They had to plan that.
I don't know, but there's a lot of like memes online that's like he totally stole his outfit or so, things like that.
This one's inspired by Gonzo from the Muppets Christmas.
Well,
Christmas Carol.
yeah, I feel like actually Muppet Christmas Carol has had this like resurgence online. I've
Really?
seen it on, like TikTok and Instagram. Gen Zers are making fun of millennials
Let us know if you've seen
for
it in the comments.
loving it too much.
It sounds like you guys love it too much.
Well, and I know I was like, wait, this has been in my top 5 movies like my whole life. It's not just now all of a sudden I'm
yeah.
realizing how good it is. I've loved it forever. I've loved it first.
Wow.
I loved it first. No, because it's just so well
It
done.
says it's so good because Michael Caine treats all of the Muppets like they're real actors. That's what people. And
hey.
then they say Muppet Treasure Island is so good because Tim Curry acts like a Muppet. Like
Yeah, because
Muppets treat him like a Muppet.
You guys are invested into this Muppet-verse.
the Muppet-verse is pretty
It's-
crazy.
Yeah.
Because they do a lot of stuff like
Excuse me, sorry.
yeah, because I've heard it's the movies that the humans enter into the Muppet world is when it's more believable and people like that more.
Yeah.
Than when the Muppets like
They're
Muppets
just
Take
on their
Manhattan.
own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's not.
I've not seen any of this.
Well,
And I probably won't.
It's time to do like I'm gonna do a Muppet some people will do like I'm gonna watch all of Martin Scorsese's films. You need to do.
I'm gonna watch
all of the Muppet films.
every Muppet thing.
Muppets
ever.
in Space.
Emmett Otter's Drug Band Christmas.
Emmett Otter.
Who's watched that?
Why did we start this podcast back?
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's keep going.
Okay.
What else are we talking about besides
We're
these
supposed to
dang
talk about
Muppets?
what we actually watched over break.
What'd you watch over break?
Not Muppets Christmas.
Hey, you really should though. You and Malia
Okay.
should sit down and watch that movie.
You will tear up.
I'm not completely convinced yet, but I'm interested now.
Okay, Jimmy. When have I ever steered you wrong? Name one thing I recommended.
I have a list, Chris.
I would say like half of my movie quotes that I say throughout the year are from that movie.
Really?
It's great.
See?
I watched a show and I can't recommend.
Oh my goodness.
I know I have a couple of those.
Well, it's called Scavenger's Reign, and it was.
I've heard of that.
It's animated. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever watched. Maybe I don't know. It's these people that crash landed on a planet, and the planet is just bizarro. It's like the weirdest plant life.
Is it like anime or?
No, it's a interesting art style, but it's not anime. But it's I don't know. It's just I like the creatures are so bizarre. I'm like, this is because like like you see an alien planet like Avatar. Like there's things you're like, oh, these are kind of creatures. This is like this, or this is, and these creatures are just like what? It starts off with this guy like there's like a weird yak thing, and it has a hole in the side of it. So he just walks in and he's like feeling around its intestines and stuff, and like
As you do.
gets this little orb thing, takes it out and like smacks it together, and then like it lights up this whole cave system there, and you're like, what? How do you figure out how to do that? Like it's just all this stuff that's just real bizarre, and they have like these breathing mask things that are just like these creatures, and they just put them on their face, and they like put their tentacles in their nose, like like, and they'll get bit by something, like something bad's gonna happen. It's just
like an acid trip.
I don't know. I've never done acid.
Let us know in the comments.
But yeah, but it's just everything is so weird and out there. But then it's like three
Is it
different
good? Like,
three different stories. Yeah, it's just three different like people that are on the planet trying to get back to the ship, and so yeah, it's wild.
Wow. What's it called?
Okay.
It's called Scavenger's Reign.
Okay.
But there is language, and then there's one like brief nudity
One
cartoon.
brief.
It's like a second. It's weird. I don't know, but
goodness.
yeah, but it's.
All right.
It's
So what are we talking about this episode?
Oh man, sorry, I forgot. We're gonna talk about Wonka.
Willy Wonka.
We're talking about some crazy airline passenger in Florida, and then Alan Ritchson, the guy who plays Reacher. He said some interesting things on the YouTube that we're gonna talk about. So buckle up, Buttercup. It's gonna be a great ride.
We're doing it.
So Jimmy, what'd you watch and consume over break?
So me and Malia, we started and finished the series.
That's his dog, by the way.
Yep, that's my wife.
Just kidding.
Lee, if you're listening right now, be offended. So we watched Squid Games: The Challenge, which Squid Games
Challenge
was very popular.
Is it an actual like what show?
Yeah, so it is one in English.
Like a game show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this is
Okay,
this is essentially they're trying to recreate the Squid Games but with real people.
and not murder.
And not kill them all?
There's one brief murder. It's like 1 second. It's very weird.
They just take them off screen to do it so you don't actually see it.
Yeah. No. So basically, they have 456 people. They come and they compete in a lot of the Squid Games challenges, and
Without dying.
and they compete for $4.56 million. So it goes from 456 all the way down to 1. So you follow all these different characters, and it's like a 10-part series. They're like an hour apiece, and you're following the characters to see who wins the $4.56 million.
Wow.
And it was very interesting because I had never seen the Squid Games. I knew some different references from it just because it was very much pop culture. And me and my wife really like the challenge shows where you get to watch the personalities and see the drama and everything like that.
Right.
Save the drama for your mama.
Well, it was interesting though because I mean these people were competing for quite a bit of money, so not everyone was playing fair.
Well, yeah.
Lots of drama.
Millions.
Would you? What would you do for $4.56 million?
I don't know. I don't think I'd murder people.
I mean,
Would you play
Notice I said I don't
What about-
think. I
I don't
I would.
think.
No.
hey, for
I
$5
would not.
million.
I like backstab people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of backstabbing.
Would you push a grandma down the stairs?
No, what?
No
Okay.
physical harm.
Watch
but
the series.
There's a new.
I feel like I would cheat or something to be like, well, you guys could have done it too, you know?
Yeah, like if it's in the rules
Battle
of the game.
wits.
What if it's not? What if you just cheat?
Nah, I
Then
wouldn't.
what,
You wouldn't cheat for $4.56 million?
well,
No.
wouldn't you get kicked out if you found out?
Not if you don't get caught,
Oh, man, okay, well.
as some people showed on the series.
What's the Deal or No Deal? Did you see there's a new Deal or No Deal, but it's like Deal or No Deal Island? And they just like
You
drop
wanna
the
know.
cases all over the island, and they have to like do challenges to find them and get them, and like
Oh, my goodness.
Turning it into a Mr. Beast video.
yeah,
This is just getting out of control.
yeah, it's like oh, Deal or No Deal Island. You're like what?
Well, it's interesting because YouTube and television are kind of mimicking each other. Like YouTubers will make these popular game shows that are based on TV shows, and then now it sounds like TV shows are also taking the book out of what the YouTubers are doing.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Like the floor is locked.
What are they doing? The floor that was stupid. I just saw the
made
thumbnail of that.
content.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did watch an old movie, the Peter Sellers, the Pink Panther.
Throwback.
Pink Panther Strikes Again, or I don't know which one it was, Revenge.
Panther Christmas.
We showed it to my kids, and they were not happy at first, and then they really liked it.
You know, they love it.
Oh, good. That's
So,
funny.
I watched One Piece,
Oh,
which you did as well. We're gonna
so
talk about
good.
that next episode,
yeah,
though,
next
because
episode we'll talk about One Piece.
Jimmy,
You never went to Overdriver.
what?
That's a Vine reference. You wouldn't get it.
Yeah,
We're
Too
too
old.
I didn't know what you said.
Yeah, I know.
If you got the reference, you would though.
What'd you say?
I never went to Overdriver.
Okay, well,
Wow. No, we're old.
don't even know what that means. All right, should we jump into Wonka, or did you tell us what
You
you?
didn't ask me what I watched.
Yeah,
real
wait.
quick.
You said you watched One Piece.
I did watch
Yeah.
One Piece. Watched Wonka. My Netflix binge was The Night Agent.
Oh, I started that. I never finished it,
Oh, okay. Well,
but I liked what I saw of it.
yeah, it was really it was like fun, I would say. You know, like
Here for a good time, not a long time.
It's true.
well, it's just like
Better than a
the
t-shirt.
classic conspiracy in the White House. So if you like those, you know, where was it, Gerard Butler movies where it's like the eagle is fallen or White House down.
Well, yeah.
That what?
Neither one of those is the right title.
Black Hawk Down, and then
That and Black Hawk Down. It's like
Down Periscope.
what is it? It's like the I don't know.
let
Anyway.
us know in the comments.
Yeah, again, we don't know anything about media. And then got to watch all my Christmas baking shows.
Ah,
Oh,
Christmas
on
baking.
the Food Network.
Yeah.
I also watched the new Kevin Hart movie, Lift.
Not
Just
seen it.
came out.
Yeah, I watched all the Christmas movies that came out, like
Oh,
Family Switch.
Family Switch. We watched that one.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
That was.
I enjoyed it.
uh,
But that Jennifer lady plays the same character in every
oh, I
movie.
know, because we watched
Alexander's No Good, Very Bad Day.
Yes Day.
Same character. Yes Day. Same character.
Yeah.
She's like an overworked mom that's about to get a promotion. And then everything crazy happens. Like
She becomes a fun mom again.
yeah, yeah.
Plays
It's
the character well.
I wonder if that's like her. She's like always worried about that. There's like I want to play this
Well,
character that
in
does.
Yes Day, she like interviews for an organic. It's like basically her company that she has, like the organic yogurt or whatever.
Of course
pouches.
it is. Oh man. All right. So, but you guys both saw Wonka. I didn't go to
Yeah.
the theater. At all.
Wow.
So
Your kids would have loved it.
my kids went. And saw
Yeah, my
Oh,
parents.
you didn't go. I see.
Our parents.
Two of my 4 kids went.
Yeah, our parents took our children.
My older 2 went. Shepard was sick.
So sad.
That was his sickness. So, all right. So Wonka, what? Tell us about it.
Okay.
I almost backed out
It's-
in the first 15 seconds.
Really?
Well, I did see something on Twitter because it is a musical and it very much starts like a musical. Like in the first 15 seconds, they're singing.
Did you know
I did, but
going in?
I knew that some people, they're like, okay, I'm not doing this for 2.5 hours.
Except like it wasn't. The songs didn't seem very long. Like they
That's
were
true.
kind of short throughout. because I did not know it was a musical going into
okay.
it. And then I was like, wait a minute. But then I realized isn't it the same people who did Greatest Showman?
I don't
Or
know.
like it's supposed to
Sure.
be kind of like that.
Let us know in the comments.
This is a
Oh my
great
gosh, Jimmy.
show.
So yeah, anyway, it's supposed to be like the origin story of Wonka. And like just how he got started, but there's a lot of holes going on. Plot
A
holes.
lot of holes.
Well,
Yep.
just like weird. I don't know. Like my overall, what would you give it, Jimmy? Like what would you rate it?
Just as an overall movie or enjoyability?
You
Because
pick.
I don't look. I enjoyed it.
I look at the inside of a movie. This is what counts.
Well, if she's talking about plot holes, like I'm not a super like movie analyst. Like I don't care if there's plot holes for the most part, especially in like a musical.
Not like plot holes, but more like just doesn't make sense for.
I give it an 8.25.
Whoa, that's pretty high.
So yeah, because if
Out of
On its
15.
own, like okay, if you don't say like this is a movie about Willy Wonka or anything like that, like this is just like a fun kids movie, then yes, I would give it like an 8.
Okay.
But if you're saying like this is Willy Wonka,
2.5.
yeah, this is Wonka's origin story
Yeah.
movie as a musical, I would give it like a 3.
Wow.
what, you went from 8 to 3
Yeah. Why do you hate
I
it?
mean, maybe
because
maybe
Charlie
like
and the Chocolate Factory, classic
5.
film.
Yeah.
Not
The 1954 version.
yeah. What it's not 54, but what 70s,
That's when Chris was
yeah,
80s? No, it's 70s. Yeah, that one's great
yeah,
with Gene
but-
Wilder.
little
yeah.
weird.
Okay, so that's the thing is like this movie, Willy Wonka is like this whimsical, like fun little guy, and he just loves chocolate because his mom loved chocolate and she
Oh.
was beautiful and died early.
And then she freaking died.
like every
Spoiler
you know,
alert, by the way.
yeah, like every Disney origin story. It's like
Gotta have
I
a
had
good dead
this-
parent.
Wonka's
this
not Disney.
lovely mother who dies, and now that's like become my life thing. She loved chocolate, so I do too now. But that Wonka does not turn into Gene Wilder, who has like a crazy river of dread that they go through in the tunnel.
Swirling.
Yeah, like there's something off about him. Like it, you know, if he's gonna like morph into Gene Wilder or even the Johnny Depp version.
Yeah, he's weird.
He went
Yeah,
through the
he's-
recession and then it just messed him up.
Yeah, because you're like
That
"Ah,
housing
this
crisis."
this guy does not turn into that guy. So that's what I'm saying is like if you would have taken Wonka out of it and it was just like there's a really fun inventor guy who either likes chocolate or something else,
Yep.
and like had that storyline, it was fun. It was good. It was fine. But like as Wonka origin, it didn't seem to make sense to me.
I haven't watched the other Wonka movies recently. Like it's
really?
been
But have you seen the original?
maybe. Is that the weird one?
Yeah.
They're both
They're
weird.
both
I don't like
weird.
them.
You wouldn't.
But there's just something weird
There's
about
no
him. But
Muppets in 'em.
that's the thing is like, do we really need a Wonka origin story?
Oh, we do, obviously.
But that's the thing is like, you would expect one to be like something really weird or dark or whatever. Like, he seems like he would have a more, dark origin.
Well, because in the
Like his mother was murdered.
in the Johnny Depp one, his
Yeah,
dad
or
was an evil dentist that wouldn't let him eat chocolate.
Right. Like, he didn't have a dad.
He was a rebellious.
So it's not even
Chocolate
consistent
eater.
because he doesn't even like have a dad in this movie.
But I don't know if that was in the original Roald Dahl book.
Nothing was in there.
Man, that was from 1695.
Yeah.
So, hey, on this podcast, we call it Worldview Finder because we talk about the worldview in the different things. So, what was some of the worldview things that you saw in there? What were some
It's
of
okay to not have parents.
the themes?
Man, there was a big I guess emphasis on a monopoly.
Capitalism.
Yeah, capitalism. Like having a monopoly of chocolates.
Like the capitalism's bad.
It's corrupt.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
corrupt.
Yeah.
People are dishing out stuff on the side so they don't get in trouble. Okay, well, the worldview of Wonka himself.
Yeah.
He is like just wanting to bring happiness and whimsy into the world. and let everyone experience like the joy. That was his thing.
Yeah.
He wanted everyone to experience the same joy that he had when he was eating chocolate with his mom.
Yeah, because who else could take a rainbow, sprinkle with dew, add a drop of sunshine, and a miracle or two, the candy man can. Okay.
Is that in the movie?
The first one.
Okay.
Who can take a rainbow?
Okay, all right.
Sorry. Okay, I will say my kids came home singing the music, and
It's pretty catchy.
it was awful.
No.
Have your young kids.
Yeah,
sing
like that's the thing is it just seemed flat to me. Like the greatest, let's say like the Greatest Showman.
This is the greatest.
Yeah, it's like really epic and the dances are epic and all that stuff. But then like the Wonka music, it's just catchy, but it's not like
Yeah.
great. And even the numbers and stuff, excuse me,
Bless you.
they're not like flipping over tables and like doing really cool moves and stuff
They
like.
did a little heel click at one point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's what you're gonna get there. Like
Well, heel click.
I don't know, but like I said, my kid really liked it. Like he thinks it's very magical and fun.
Yeah.
So
Do
if
you
that's what
prefer the
they're-
weird Wonka version? The weird Willy Wonka movies?
I mean, I don't know if I've even seen the Johnny Depp one.
Then how can you know if he turns into that person?
You ever seen the Johnny Depp one?
I'm sure I have.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
sure I did.
We have a fake
When it-
fan here.
The whole
Yeah.
squirrel.
But
part.
the Gene Wilder one, that one's
I
fun.
don't even know who that is.
He played.
Oh my
He played Willy Wonka.
baby.
He's also in Blazing Saddles.
Why didn't you just lead with that?
He's like the biggest meme of all time. Where it's like, tell me more about that.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You do.
You do. You've seen it.
You've seen him.
I'll
and
take your word
he's
for
in
it.
But you get nothing.
Yeah, so I think overall it was a fun movie. I guess I wasn't going into it thinking of like this leads to this. This is the same person. So I was just going into it as like, hey, this is a fun movie.
But
Yeah.
what were some like? Was there any biblical truths in this movie? Is there anything?
I think
that's-
that the good wins out in the end.
I mean, yeah, that was
Spoiler
definitely
alert: the good wins out in the end.
one of the things. Yeah, if you're like trying to, and he wasn't just trying to like accomplish his goal.
Yeah.
Because he was taking care of the people he met along the way,
Oh.
they ended up helping him accomplish his goal.
Oh.
So it was more about, and he could not have done it without them.
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream
So
work.
he was on his own
Helping
and
others.
not making it, and then he got kind of thrown into a little community, and
Well, and kind of like his whole goal was like the other people, the other chocolatiers, they were very much like they're doing this to make as much money as they can for themselves. But he was just trying to share an experience with people. So he was more outward focused rather than, hey, I'm just going to do this to build my empire.
Make a
Yeah.
profit.
yeah,
Yeah.
and people were really into that.
Oh man.
And bad people get their comeuppance.
Bad people get their comeuppance. Well, it's time for Florida Fables. So I'm pivoting because I was gonna do this other one, but we might do that one
Oh.
next week. We're gonna talk about this lady that sued Reese's.
That's a good one for.
She
Wonka.
sued the
Oh,
Hershey
it's
Company.
chocolate.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah,
So she sued them for $5 million
Yeah, you might as well.
because she bought these little Reese pumpkins,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
on the package, there's a little carving on the pumpkin to make it a
yeah,
jack-o'-lantern.
cut out eyes
So
and mouth.
it's got little triangle eyes and a little fun mouth. And so then
It's a weird way to
she
describe
opened
it.
the package,
mouth?
and then she says, "This is
solid.
her words. It's a monstrosity."
Wow.
Because it
Yeah.
didn't have a carve out. She's like, I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't know that it wasn't carved.
How old is this
A
woman?
monstrosity seems like it would add to the Halloween ambiance.
Well, Cynthia Kelly is 18.
Hey, well,
Oh,
I
an
respect the hustle.
18-year-old. Yeah.
She's sitting in
going
her
for
high
it.
school math class. Look at
And
this
she's like, I'm a
monstrosity.
millionaire.
She's gonna get her money. She's
Yeah, she's
Maybe
like,
her
"I'm
mom died when she was young, and she just remembers eating Reese's with her, and she's like, I'm gonna relive those moments of the little jack-o'-lantern.
But she would not have turned out to sue people.
So she found several. There's bats, and
Mhm.
and on the package they have little eyes, and then there's a ghost, and the ghost has eyes and a mouth.
Yeah.
The best. This is my favorite one, though. This is the best.
Then there's a Reese's
I
football.
agree with her on this.
Football, okay.
Football, and on the package, it's got like the little whatever those markings are that you grip the ball with.
Stitching.
Stitching. That's
The old grip marker.
the old grippies. But
Football stitching.
but then it just says looks like eggs. So
It's like
it's just a Reese egg from
they're just pre-gaming it for Easter.
the Easter one.
It's just the same thing.
Yeah.
Wait a second. The Easter one's flat on the bottom, I think. Isn't it?
No.
Let us know in the comments.
No. It's the same.
I don't know if it is, but it's an oval shape. It just looks like
it
the
looks
Reese's
exactly
egg.
like the Reese's egg. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So she is suing for false advertising.
Yeah, she's saying I wouldn't have bought this trash if it didn't have a face on it.
Because it's about what the outside looks like, not the inside.
Oh, there's a worldview in there.
Yeah.
Come on, somebody.
Yeah.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah. So here's her quote. It's Reese's. What are you doing? Look at the picture on the packet. One YouTube reviewer was quoted as in the lawsuit. It's like a pumpkin with faces and a little mouth. Then you open up the packet and you are presented with that monstrosity.
Just a blank.
Chocolate and
That
peanut butter
monstrosity.
monstrosity.
Why use that word? Like, why not just say, like,
Her lawyer said it would be more impactful.
Yeah. You're presented with
Her lawyer is 17.
lamer or duller, but it's like, but a monstrosity. It's not like it. It's the shape of a blob or something. It just looks like a poop or something.
And the Reese's like, Father, why? It's
He
like,
felt personally attacked.
yeah. She said the case exceeds $5 million in value, with Kelly believing thousands of people were affected.
Is she going to share the money with the thousands?
Okay, well, this is going to change packaging because
Wait.
Yeah.
it's the same thing. Have you seen people that are like Taco Bell advertising versus what you get, and it's like
Oh
this
yeah, I've seen like
beautiful
McDonald's.
burrito or whatever, or McDonald's
Yeah.
ones. And like, is that suing 4.5 million worthy or whatever?
It's $5 million.
5 million. She's not.
Oh, I was doing
was
Squid
Squid
Games.
she
She's on the Squid Games.
she
really.
lost
This
Squid
is-
Game, so she had to get 5 million some other way.
I gotta figure this out. Yeah. So,
Well, did she win? Is this ongoing? Because if
It's
it's that
ongoing,
easy,
yeah.
then I'll go ahead and try it out.
Yeah, I'm going to sue McDonald's for showing me their
False
chicken
advertising.
nuggets or whatever.
these
Yeah.
chicken nuggets are not shaped like dinosaurs. I don't know, but yeah. So this is where we talk about entitlement. Like,
She's not entitled. That's justice, Chris.
yeah.
She's entitled to her face on a pumpkin.
Because they did that for a while. Like, there's no
served.
wrong way to eat a Reese's, and I shoved it in my ear. Like, I think this isn't
But
right.
she was served a monstrosity.
A monstrosity.
I don't think you understand.
Yeah, but yeah. So the packaging, because I bought a box of Triscuits, and on the back, or maybe even on the front, it's got like a little prosciutto and a little clove of something green on it, and so
A clove of green.
I don't know. Look, I'm not
A
fancy.
dollop of
Grappies.
cream cheese.
I eat my Triscuits.
A chive on top, perhaps.
I don't know. Listen,
Clove green.
sprig of garlic.
A clove.
Anyways, they have, but I think it says these things are not included. Like,
Yeah.
like you have to put so much dumb stuff. 'Cause there's a hairdryer thing. I heard this joke, a comedian make this joke, but my hairdryer broke over break, and I was trying to fix it, and I was
Sorry for
reading
your
through the
loss.
things, and it says, do not use while sleeping. Like on the thing, it's like, so somewhere along the line, somebody.
No, that's a thing. There was a girl in My Strange Addiction where her thing was she would always have a hairdryer when she's sleeping.
Oh,
She was addicted to it.
so she like put it. Oh,
Sometimes she would put it on her feet, sometimes she put it wherever.
Oh,
But
it's
she would,
just like a heater.
essentially, yeah. But yeah, that was like a My Strange Addiction episode.
I was thinking
That
somebody
is
was
the
like
weirdest thing.
trying to
But
like.
she was addicted to
hair
How
dryers.
do you-
when she was sleeping. It was comfort.
Yeah,
Her,
but
her mom died when she was younger, and she always blow dried her hair.
while she was sleeping.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's a white noise machine, and it heats you up. I can see
Yeah, I
that
can
now.
get that.
I'm down
yeah.
with it.
That makes sense.
Now I want to sleep.
I know. I'm like, I'm gonna try it.
That's great. Don't use while sleeping. It says it on the package.
Yeah,
So,
jeez.
but yeah, so those kind of things. So now I wonder if they have to say on the package now. You have to make these yourself. It's DIY pumpkins.
Well, so here's the thing. Depending on how the actual case goes, it could be just irrelevant, where they can put any kind of designs on there and they don't have to say, hey, this is what it actually looks like.
They just have to have a little disclaimer, like
Hey.
not actual.
Yeah, not
mean,
actual
they-
size.
yeah, they
These-
no.
they do that.
Yeah,
No face.
we didn't.
You know what they
carve the
should do?
pumpkins.
Listen to this, Reese's or
This just
Hershey,
in.
Hershey Company. They should put in like a little plastic knife, and then
Or a
you
gun.
can carve your own face
Yeah,
before you eat it.
they got like a,
That would be so fun.
yeah.
a tiny plastic knife that's not going to get accidentally stuck in the chocolate, and some kid's going to eat.
No, I
it.
think we put it in the chocolate, so you
It's
don't.
just sticking out.
You save on packaging.
Yeah. So you have to find it and then carve
Little
it.
needle in the
Great idea.
chocolate
This is a
stack.
great idea. It's like those Kinder toys or whatever.
Yeah,
Because
Got
they stopped
banned.
selling those for a while, but they're back.
they're back. Yep,
They're
Kinder
like-
eggs.
Hey, these contain toys inside. Don't just
Little
eat.
plastic knives that you can carve your
Yeah.
face with.
Oh man. So yeah, people be getting upset
I just hope she won.
about dumb things. I don't know. So
Alright.
I want to close the podcast. So we're going to talk about Alan Richardson. He's got plays Reacher,
Who's that?
not to be confused with Tom Cruise, who made 2 Reacher movies. The first one was excellent, by the way. The first Tom Cruise Reacher
Is
movie.
Jack Reacher?
Jack Reacher.
Is that the same thing?
Yeah.
Played by the Jim
Alan.
from.
No, that's Jack Ryan.
Oh gosh, too many Jacks.
Too many Jacks.
That are spies and agents.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Jack Reacher. I've read several of these books actually, so I can weigh in on this topic.
All right. Do it.
So Jack Reacher, or the show is now Reacher. I think it's on season 2 on Amazon Prime. I did not watch season 1 because lots of nudity apparently. So
From this dude?
So much.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think
In
it's
his contract.
from a lady. I don't know. I haven't watched it, but maybe a butt. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
They're in a prison.
Whenever you talk about nudity, you're like, there are butts.
There are butts. So, anyways, so the character Reacher is like this ex-military guy that just kind of is a grifter. So he just goes around, gets on the bus, get off somewhere, and there's always problems wherever he gets off, and then he just beats people up, kills a lot of people, and then saves the day. And usually there's a woman around that helps him. So there's got to be a love interest.
Of course.
So, but yeah, the character is a pretty rough character, kind of like takes the law into his own hands type thing and that kind of thing. So, but like a big guy. And so Alan Richardson, I think I'll say it.
No. Okay.
But
Alan R.
Alan R. Yeah. So he put out a YouTube video saying, hey, there's people out there saying that as a Christian, I shouldn't play this role of Jack Reacher. First of all, I didn't know he was a Christian. And then after watching the video, I was like, oh, he's like a legit.
Yeah,
Christian.
a real Christian.
He's a real
He's
one.
not that Chris Pratt. I'm just kidding.
Oh goodness.
No, because Chris Pratt will be outspoken about his faith and put Bible verses and stuff, and actually like
Yeah.
he gave the true meaning of Christmas at some Disney parade. They're like, it was great. But yeah, so he like talked about Greek words and like was quoting scripture and all this stuff. I was like, oh, this is.
He knows his stuff.
Yeah. So, but he said, hey, he's like, this character is kind of morally ambiguous. Is that the term he used? Like
Really great.
Androgynous, I think it was.
morally androgynous. But yeah, he's like, hey, if I could play this character and like get people to think about moral things.
Yeah.
Worldview.
Ooh.
He's like, if I could get them to kind of think like, hey, is this right? Is this situation? What would I do in this situation?
Yeah.
Things like that. It's like I want people to think through those things. I want people to think about that stuff. And then he just talked about. He's like, but let's talk about the whole Christian thing. He's like, I'm gonna be in places. He's talked about God like telling stories. And he's like, if you look at the Bible, he's like, there's tons of different types of stories. And he's like, and a lot of the characters in there, not great people. He's like,
God uses the worst.
yeah. And he's like, and so he just said, like, so the Bible, he's like, you have to discount a lot of that if you're going to say, oh, can you play this character? He's like, yes, I can. He's like, and also I'm in places that not a lot of people get to be, and I get to tell people about Jesus. And yeah, and he was like,
Look what he's doing. That video has like tons of views.
yeah. And so in that, yeah, and then he like kind of gives the gospel at the end. He's like,
Yeah.
hey, if you if you're tired of but he breaks down Genesis 1 and 2, and he talks about or Genesis chapter 1 verse 1 and 2, like in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. And he talks about it's like there was darkness over the void. He's like that word. He breaks down that Greek word for void. He's like it's with the.
Oh, I learned some stuff. I was like, wow.
It was really good. The wild and the wait.
The wild waste or something.
The wild and the waste or something. And so he's like, he just talked about how God brings life out of these dark situations and things like that. And he's like, so yeah, if you're tired of living for the wild and the waste and want to live for something with purpose and meaning, then follow Jesus. And they're like, thanks, Alan Richard. Thanks, Ranger. So here's because.
Yeah, that brings up a big.
Yeah, because go back to Chris Pratt, because he claims to be a follower of Jesus. Matthew McConaughey, but they play these characters and say bad words.
Yeah, I was like this Reacher. I don't know.
I'm sure he does. He says some cusses. I'm guessing. I don't know.
He's not going to heaven.
Yeah, but yeah. So how do you balance that? Like so. Yeah, so their worldview is I'm a follower of Jesus, and so that's the most important thing to them. And because I would say Chris Pratt probably, from what I've seen of him behind the scenes, he seems pretty legit in his faith.
So, yeah, I guess the question is
judge.
like, what's the line between? Because there are a lot of Christian actors who like say they won't do certain things.
Yeah,
like I can't remember who it is, but they won't kiss another.
Oh, that's Kirk Cameron.
Really?
Yeah, because they brought in his wife for a kissing scene in.
Oh, I think it's somebody else. That's lame. That's a lame example.
Kirk Cameron.
I won't kiss nobody that's not my wife.
Yeah, but I think there are several actors
Yeah.
that do that say they won't.
So they have certain lines that they draw, and so is that an individual choice between you and the Lord, or is that like? Because like Reacher, I'm sure he, like you said, he does a lot of like pretty.
A lot of kissing.
A lot of killing and kissing. Yeah.
Killing and kissing. But you are playing a character, so it's not really you as a person. But I always wondered about that. Like, if I was an actress, like, what would I?
I think, yeah, you're allowed to do anything, immoral or not, as long as you're an actor.
Because it's not you.
I'm
it's
just playing a character
Yeah.
here.
It's just the character you're playing.
It's not me. It's Andy Kaufman.
I'm a freelance actor.
Yeah, but I think for me, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't cuss on screen because I don't do that in real life. But yeah, but like,
It's not you.
Well, what if you're playing a character and the character does?
So in a video game, if I'm playing a character, that person kills a lot of people.
Yeah.
Do they say swears too?
No, I don't.
You don't play video games.
Bleeps
Yes,
them
they
out.
do. Link just goes. Yeah, so I don't know. That's a good question because your worldview shapes everything that you do, and so
Yeah, and then you've got a character that you're playing, and they have a totally different worldview.
yeah, so you're like, okay, so I'm playing this character.
Yeah.
And then you make videos like, hey, I'm not like that in real life. In real life, I do this, but does that reflect on your moral judgment? I don't know. That it's
Like that's it. I've always wondered that for myself.
yeah, well, because so like Nate Bargatze, so he goes on Saturday Night Live, and Nate Bargatze is a comedian. Bargatze, I always say it wrong because
Talk about him all the time.
I blame Jimmy Fallon. But he was on SNL. Well, oh yeah, I don't know if we talked about that. Did we talk about his SNL appearance? But it was the Halloween episode, but he goes on ahead of time. He's like, hey, I don't want to do any political stuff. I'm not going to swear or do anything sexual or whatever. And his show was one of the top. Like, there's a George Washington sketch that is still like, people are like, this is the best. Like, it blew up. But he was like, here's who I am, and I'm not going to do this other stuff. And they're like, oh, that's fine. And
But he's coming on as himself.
No, but you're playing characters in the sketches.
Yeah, but that's like different.
How's that different?
Because you're not like I'm playing a character in a movie. You're just like.
But it's a character in a sketch. Like he's not really George Washington.
But people watch it because it's him. Like that's the thing is like if they wanted just like it to be a normal skit or a play, they would get just like random actors. But it's like I'm watching this because it's Nate Bargatze in a skit.
Yeah. I don't know, but even like the
But
little,
yeah, I get it. Okay.
the trailer thing ahead of time, like they're like talking about like him being a nice guy or whatever, and they're like, you just need to get mean or whatever, and so he like smashes a guitar, or, like throws coffee or something, but then he like flips off the camera. Except like he talks about it on the podcast. He's like, I just either held my fist up or like did a thumbs up or something. It's like I'm not like, even though he knew they were gonna blur it out. He's like, I'm not gonna do that or whatever. Like, and so it's just because there's even things like, I don't know, I'm not comfortable with that. But yeah, so he kind of says like, here's who I am, and I'm not gonna compromise in that. And so I appreciate that about him.
But like in Hollywood, if you want to be a big name actor or actress, you can't just say like, I'm not doing this stuff, because they'll be like, okay, we're gonna hire the next person who will.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
But if you've
built your name for yourself.
Yeah, because that's what Nate's done. Like, he's worked hard to be who he is, and so at that point. But yeah, so can Alan Ritchson say, I'm not going to play these type of characters? But then you don't get as interesting a character, right? Because Reacher is an interesting character. He's like this morally ambiguous.
Yeah.
Just, I mean,
I think if you use your platform like he just did.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that like, I have no idea, like what's right, what's wrong in this situation, or if it even is. But like, I'm just thinking of these really great characters that need to be talked about, and like, especially Christians and stuff. Like, I'm thinking like Walter White and the
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, like his character needs to be out there so people can talk about it. And so I was like, I like what Alan was saying, because it's like, you need to be able to talk about these stories, like what we're doing, like Worldview Finder.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of our show, is to take these secular worldviews and run them through the Bible machine.
Well, yeah, because the thing I like about Reacher is that he is always out to do good. Like that's what I mean, and he does. Like, he hurts people to do good.
Sometimes you got to crack a couple eggs to make an omelet.
But what I like,
ends justify the means.
What I like about the Reacher character, though, is that like the guy that wrote it as, he's like, here's a guy that doesn't lose.
Yeah.
And he's like, but can you make a character interesting that is always going to win? And you're like, and he finds ways to do it, because whenever he gets in a fight, like, I don't know if you saw the first Reacher movie or whatever, but like there's a scene where this guy shows up with two friends, and Reacher's like, all right, I see that there's three of you. He's like, I'm gonna just let you go tonight. He's like, and you come back and bring more people, because this is not gonna work for you well. And they're like, whatever, we got three of us. There's like one of you. He's like, and he like kind of tells him what's gonna happen. He's like, yeah, but I'm gonna break your arm. And then this guy's going to come at me, and I'm going to like kick his leg and then break his leg. And then this guy's just going to run away. And so he's like, it's not about, you need to go get more people and then come back. And he's like, and then they try to find him. And it exactly happens as he says. It's great. I love it. So, but yeah, but he's always out to like do good is what. But yeah.
Yeah, so as long as you're trying to do good, it doesn't matter what you do. On the way.
But no, but I did appreciate that about like what he said, and like, even the way that he said it, it was a quick thing, but it was like basically him giving the gospel, and you're like, wow, this is.
I think there's another commentary there on like Christians who are almost like afraid of media, and this again is like why we do this show.
Yeah.
Is because it's not like giving you permission, as we talk about. It's not giving you permission to watch anything you want, just so that you can.
Or the stuff that we talk about.
Right, or even the stuff we talk about. Like, sometimes we say we wouldn't recommend it. But it's important, though, that whatever you do consume or that you're a part of, it's important that you look at it through the lens of, like, a Christian worldview.
Yeah.
And see what biblical truths are in there, and what are lies that maybe society or the media, is trying to feed you about certain ways of living and things like that. So
yeah,
it's always important to just like make sure you're doing that when you read or watch something.
Yeah. Well, hey, thanks for joining us. This has been episode 32 of Worldview Finder. We'll see you next time. I'm Chris.
I'm Adrian.
And I'm Jimmy.